Alright, here's a poorly done schematic that I just drew up really quick for those of you installing LED or HID headlights to build your wiring harness. It should take you probably about an hour to do this. I'm gonna, you can just freeze push pause on your YouTube and take a peek at this thing. I'm gonna lift it up here so you can see it. Didn't realize this was gonna be so far away. Hopefully it won't be too hard to read. I'm going to just kind of squeeze in here on the actual part that I did up. I want you to, so if there's any one part you need, you can go through and read what I wrote. I'll let you freeze the video at any point so you can see it. But I'll go over it with you really quick because it's actually pretty simple. Geos use ground switching to do headlights, and all aftermarket headlights and most cars in the world use power to turn the headlights on and off. So the headlight always has a ground, but your Geo always has power. So what we're going to do here is you're going to come off of your positive battery terminal to a 5 amp fuse, out of a 5 amp fuse, and you're going to come over to your relay, and we're going to call this the high beam relay. Then you're going to come out of that high beam relay with the wire going all the way down to the headlight switch. And I do all this on the driver's side. You're not going to hook anything up on the passenger side. And the high beam, if you're looking at your high beam switch, if you pull it out and take it and turn it so it looks like this, you've got your terminal here on an angle, flat, and then up and down. The up and down is the high beam, the crosswise is the low beam, and this is your power. And we're not going to ever use the power on this. This is what we're going to replace with the new relay, and we're going to use these two grounds to switch this power on this high beam relay and this low beam relay. So both sides are identical, but so what we're going to do is we're going to run down, I'll go over it again, the battery to a fuse to the relay. If it's a numbered relay, it's 86 and 85, and then out it's 85 to your high beam ground. Take a spade, give it a little twist so it fits nice and tight, and shove it in there. Then come over and come off the battery to a fuse, down to your low beam relay. Again, that's going to be 86 and 85. And then you're going to come out into 85, you're going to come all the way around, you're going to come in, you're going to shove a terminal and a spade into there, give it a little bend on the end of the spade, give it a little bend so it fits in snug. Okay, then you're going to come off the battery again, you're going to go through another fuse, and come out of that, that's going to be a 10 amp, and you're going to go to the switching side of the relay, or the load side, and then you're going to take that and you're going to run that over to your LED lights. Now your LED or your HIDs, they come with an H4 plug, which is virtually a square plug with 3 terminals on it. You've got, I'm going to read it off this side because it's easier for you to see. Red is going to be the high beam, blue is going to be the low beam, and black is the ground. They're both identical. I actually just cut these plugs off, and I just take these red, blue, and black wires, and I put a ring terminal on the back black ground, and in the engine compartment behind the windshield washer bottle, you'll find a 10 millimeter body ground there, and in about the same spot on the other side, you'll find a 10 millimeter bolt with for the body ground over there. I take a ring and crimp it onto this wire and connect both of those in those 2 spots. Then the blue low beam, when you come out of your relay here, you're going to go to the blue, and that's basically now when that's going to switch the power onto that when you're on low beam, and you're going to do the exact same thing through the 10 amp through the fuse, and you're going to come over here and you're going to tag in to the high beam on this plug, on this connector here. And both of these connectors, you're going to put an extra wire in, and you're going to run them over, and it's going to be down the front of the car. So this just assumes is the headlight in the car. You're going to run down the front of the, underneath the radiator support and pop out on the other side of the car where the headlight is. And with spade connectors, you're going to connect the the red and blue, and just like you have red and blue over here together. So when this headlight gets turned, these relay wires are going to get turned on, and they're going to transfer power over here too. And there's plenty of power, and you're going to have a good ground load because you're going to connect the black to the ground to the inner fender well on this side and the other side. The let's see where else I think that's pretty much it. It's I'm probably making it more difficult than it is. Most people don't even know exactly what they're doing here, but it's pretty simple here. We're going to just turn this relay on to turn the high beam on. We're going to turn this relay on to turn the low beam on. Then we're going to take these two high and low beams over, and we're going to hook them up to the other LED on the other side. And you're done, and it's switched off the other side just with this high beam and this low beam off the headlight switch. This is on the driver's side. So your driver's side headlight behind it, you're going to have it plugged into that, and you're going to have two relays land back there, and then all of the wire, and then just two wires will run over to the other headlight. So you got two wires going to the passenger side of the car, and everything else just sits behind the headlights. And I like to give everything about a foot so it hangs out in front of the bumper of the car, and so you can work on it and then shove it back through the headlight hole, and it'll just sit in there next to the battery, nice and clean underneath the fuel pump and AC and radiator fan relays. And just wrap everything up with some tape. It's nice and clean, and you're good to go. And you can use any kind of relays you want. If you don't have relays, I always send relays with a set. They don't come from that way when you buy them. I think that's pretty much it. And I'll squeeze out of here. We've got I hope that helps. If not, send me an email and I can answer a question. But I think if you watch this 3 or 4 times, you'll get the gist of it. I'm certainly not a diagram drawer.